Hey there, Jerome Foreman here, time management and productivity coach. Just make a quick video for you guys here, and I want to talk about, when you're setting your day up, wherever possible, do the hardest things first. Because what I found is, if you leave difficult things till too late in the day, and you've been filling your day up doing menial tasks like answering emails, maybe like doing some tidying, doing some cleaning up, maybe writing to-do lists for the rest of the week. The one thing you've been putting off, the one thing that's the most important task, and usually this is the thing that's leading you to your ultimate goal. So say if you're trying to write a book or a program, it's better to do this earlier in the day and get it out of the way, and know that you've done something on it, because what happens is this thing will play on your mind all day long, and when you're doing other things throughout the day, all your energy, all your thought processes, your kind of willpower depletes throughout the day, and the later it gets, the more tired you get, and the more chances you are that when you get to do the thing, this big thing you've been planning to do, you're spent. You can't concentrate, you can't focus because you're tired, and your creativity's gone and your willpower is very, very low. So I'll talk to you about an experience that happened to me earlier this week. I'm currently working on a degree project, and I put it off. I usually do it first thing in the morning, and I know when we do it in the first thing in the morning because I'm most productive. So I get up a few hours before work, and literally I meditate, I do some brain training with some apps that I've got like Elevate and Lumosity, and then I go straight into my university work. So before breakfast, before work, it's the first thing I do, because I know I've been to sleep, and my brain's had a chance to relax, to reset itself, and when I wake up, I'm at full capacity. I can focus on that one thing. I don't get distracted, I don't get put off, I stay on point, and usually the quality of the work I do is a lot better. Okay, but on this occasion I had to go to the doctor's I think that morning, so my schedule kind of got moved around a bit, and then I went to work, had to see some clients in the evening, and I got back quite late, had dinner, and I was a bit tired, but I thought, you know what, I've got to do this. I'd set out to do this today. I'm doing it at a different time, but it'll be fine. But what I'd found is I was really, really tired, and I found my concentration level wasn't there. I'd read like pages and pages of writing, make some notes, highlight some stuff, but it was literally almost like going in one ear, coming out the other, because I wasn't remembering anything. I wasn't being creative, And the other thing I noticed is when you're doing research on the internet, you'll get pop-ups come along, and I talk about this in my program, how when you're tired, when you're under stress, your brain will always take the path of least resistance. So when you have like targeted advertising pop up when you're looking at something else on the internet, you're a lot more likely to click on that, and that one click can lead to multiple other clicks that will literally suck up 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of your time. And you look back at your project, you've done nothing. Maybe you're doing a business plan, maybe you're scheduling, planning a meeting, but if you're tired and you're easily distracted and you're going off point, it's completely wasted time. So always do the most difficult things first. I can't stress this enough. And what will happen is that you'll get used to doing the most difficult things first, and actually it'll become easier. Any kind of new habit takes time to build, and it takes time to get into the flow. But man, once you do this, it's so powerful. Your productivity will go through the roof. So rather than kind of setting out to do emails or do easy things first, because a lot of people that I've come across say, do the easy things first, warm myself up for the day. I'm afraid I have to call BS on that, because otherwise what's happening, you're using all your energy on these pointless tasks. It's like if anyone goes to the gym, I studied to be a personal trainer, and obviously one of the first things you get taught with a client is mobility exercises and a warm-up. But a lot of people get this wrong, and they'll do their warm-up and then they'll do intensive cardio and still expect to have enough energy to do heavy weights. And it's like, no, it's like you don't. It can get you so far, but essentially if your end goal is lifting heavy weights, you do your warm-up, you do your weights first, and then you do cardio, because what that does is that helps to pump the blood around the body, spread the growth hormone that your body's released through the heavy weight training, and you won't deplete, you won't burn off the protein and things that you're supposed to be using on the weight training. If if you had a shake or something beforehand, it will go to your muscles first, and then your remaining energy should be used on cardio. So effectively what you're doing is you're concentrating your energy on the thing that matters most, not the thing that's kind of like an add-on, or a byproduct almost, so always make sure do the hardest things first when you're at your best. Some people actually do peak in the evenings. Studies have shown that it's quite rare, but people do have a sudden burst of energy a couple of hours before bedtime. So if that's you, then go with that, but know yourself and experiment a little bit. Maybe try getting up a few hours before work and just getting stuff done, because generally if you put things off till later in the day, you'll get distracted, you'll be tired from work, and you'll just put things off, and then a day goes by, a week goes by, and these things aren't done. And the key to being productive and managing your time is all about getting stuff done. Okay, so try this out. I hope it helps you. Please subscribe below. I've got some powerful videos coming out. I've got some exclusive offers, some videos and things that aren't going to be available on YouTube, and also there's exclusive access to the Facebook group, so you'll be able to connect with me directly if there's some things you want me to talk about. If you've got any questions, I look forward to seeing you there. So thank you very much for your time. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the future. Bye bye.